Welcome back to Midlife Confidential, the secret spilling corner of the internet. We are back today with a new episode, but before we jump in, we want to tell you some exciting news. We are now officially legit. We're officially on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. So you can check us out wherever you get your podcasts and you can subscribe, and we're all over the place now. We're coming for you. So make sure that you hop into those channels. And if you follow us, you'll get alerted every time we have a new episode.
Yay! All right, listeners, today is a fun bonus episode. So while we're waiting for the data to come in on our current poll, which is all about making friends in midlife, this kind of prompted us to have some conversations about what friendships are okay and what friendships are not okay for those who are in committed relationships.
Yes. And I think something that sparked this, Julie, a couple weeks ago, you told me that you were going out for lunch. You had a lunch date with a dude. And I know this was a former coworker. And it got me thinking, like, I don't have any dude friends, any male friends that I would go out to lunch with. And I started wondering, like, why is that? And I know we've had lots of conversations with other friends around, like, do you have guy friends? I'm in a committed, married, heterosexual relationship. Just want to put that out there. So for me, like, having a guy friend is a little tricky. Yeah, tell me about this friend that you had a lunch
All right, well, let me qualify and say that I too am married. I'm heterosexual and my partner is male. I mean, I also grew up with brothers. I was the only girl in a neighborhood of a whole bunch of boys. I worked in tech for years and years where I really was kind of the only woman in the room, and anyway, I've just always grown up and come up with dudes. So it's very natural for me to be friends with dudes. This particular friend of mine was a former colleague that both my husband and I are friends with. So it is not some random dude that I met at the Sunoco and just hit it off with. He knows him too, and we've gotten together as couples. He's so there's nothing nefarious whatsoever about it. But this brings us into the game that we're going to play today. Under what scenario would that not be cool?
Yes. And there are many. And so we're going to play a fun little game. And just so you know, we don't know what the other person is going to ask us. So this is really on the fly, but we've each prepared two scenarios. And we're going to ask the other person if they were in this situation, cool or not cool. And you can play along too. So think about the scenario and then think in your head, like, am I cool with this? Or is this like an absolutely hard no, uncool? And the point of this is to kind of uncover some of the nuances and some of like the complexities around having a friend of the other gender, particularly if you're in a committed relationship. Okay, I'm nervous,
All right.
but Julie, you go first and I
Okay.
will
All right.
put it out there.
All right, Jenny, get ready. Question number one. Your husband goes out after work for drinks in the city, with a whole bunch of coworkers, has a little bit too much to drink and decides to crash on his female coworker's couch. Cool or not cool?
My first thought is like, we're clearly in midlife because that situation does not happen often or ever anymore. Okay, part of me wants to say like that part is cool. Like I don't want him drinking and driving. If he can't drive, like I don't want him to get in the car. But this one's hard because the other part of me is like, that's really irresponsible. You knew you had to drive home. Don't drink so much. And also like call an Uber. Like that is not your only option here. And so I'm kind of leaning towards not cool. But less for the sleeping on the couch at a female coworker and more like that was a poor choice. You could have made a better choice there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Jenny, I encourage you to reflect on if I had asked you if it was a dude. But the follow-up question to that is, does your opinion change? Does your answer change if a few weeks later you're at the company holiday party and your husband and said coworker are talking about the movie they watched late night?
Oh. Now I really don't like it.
Yeah. I was like, why are you hesitating? That's not fucking.
Like, what kind of movie? Is it a rom-com? Because then it's really uncool.
It
Because
doesn't
then
matter.
but then it's jealousy. Then it's like, well, he doesn't want to watch rom-coms with me, so like why is he watch so it maybe it depends on the movie, but yeah, okay, now I'm going to uncool, but you bring up a good point. Like if you change the story and if it was a male coworker, oh, I'm going to admit like maybe I'd be more fine with it. I don't like the whole piece of like not coming home, but I
Yeah.
think yeah, gender plays a role in this. Damn it.
Okay. All right. All right. Next question. You and one of your kiddos' friends' dads frequently volunteer at their elementary school book fair and twice a year. Every once in a while on Saturday nights late, you and said dad text each other funny midlife parenting memes. Cool or not cool?
Like, this is very hard because I want to say cool because I want to be that wife that's like, I'm not like, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally cool with that. But if I'm being honest, I wouldn't like that, especially like late at night. Like, is my husband, so my husband's name is Tony. Is Tony like showing me what these memes are? Or is he just like sitting there giggling in the corner? Sorry, am I allowed to ask questions about this scenario?
Yes. I mean, I don't know, but I'll make up some hypothetical scenarios. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess context always matters, and this is subjective because if you said, "Who are you texting?" and he was like, "What? Huh? I'm not. I'm just paying a bill." Different. Different. If he's like, "Oh my god, look at this text that, Suzanne from the PTO showed me." Like there's something about that that makes it so innocent and not a big deal at all.
Yeah, like if I'm involved in this and it doesn't feel like it's this secret relationship, then I'm moving more towards a like, okay, that's cool. But also like after 10 o'clock, no, no more. It has to be earlier on in the evening. It feels like then it starts to move into like that's our times.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is hard. Okay, did I answer right? Did I pass the
You
test?
did. Yeah, you did. And I think for each of these, I think about it as like what would I if I did it, of course it's cool. It's fine. It's innocent. But when your partner does it, it's a different answer. So, all right, you go.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Okay. Ooh, those were good, Julie. Okay. My first one is a two-parter. So, part one, your husband comes home. He recently joined a kickball team in town because I was looking to make some new friends. And he comes home and he's like, Julie, I'm so excited. I made a new friend. And would it be okay if I met them for coffee next week? Cool or not cool?
It's cool. Make the
Okay.
friends.
Okay, now he's getting closer to the coffee date. It's let's say that morning, and he says something that all of a sudden makes it apparent that this new friend is a woman. Cool or not cool?
Permission to ask for a picture?
Interesting.
I mean, that's the first thing that came to mind as I realize how shallow that sounds, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Cool, maybe is my answer.
Yeah. Interesting about the picture. And I'm glad you shared that because I kind of would think that too. I'm also like, is she 20? Is she
Hmm.
like that kind of makes a difference? Do 20-year-olds
Hmm.
year olds play kickball? I don't know.
I mean, I played kickball my entire life. In fact, speaking of kickball, we played in front of my parents' house growing up for years, this whole neighborhood of me and the boys. And we had this old lady across the street who would sit in a lawn chair in her yard, waiting for the ball to come into her yard, and she would pop it. Yeah,
Wait, I don't know what that means. What does pop it mean?
pop the kickball with a needle. She did not want it going into her yard.
Oh my god. Oh, I thought this was going in a different direction, like, she would sit and watch you and cheer you on. Oh, no, she
No,
hated
no, 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 no. She did not like balls going into her yard. And ironically, she had one of those like religious Virgin Mary statues in her lawn. Like, as my mom would say, typical front pure.
God, that is too funny and sad. Well,
I know.
okay.
R.I.P. Mary.
Okay, scenario number 2, you have a gym buddy, and you've been going to the same gym for a while, you've made some friends, and there's this one guy at the gym that you really enjoyed working out with, and after class one day, he says, "Hey, Julie, wanna go get a drink or wanna go get a bite?" And let me give you some context here. He is gay and in a committed relationship. Cool or not cool?
Okay, number one, I'd have to set foot in a gym in order to make a gym buddy. So
This is
I am not
hypothetical.
ready for this question. No, cool. Cool.
Say more. Why? Why is this one cool? So easy.
I mean, he's gay and he's in a committed relationship. There's nothing. I mean, I think all of these questions or any scenario like this, what's behind it is Is there a chance? I feel like with male female friendships, in my head, I think, what are the chances that neither one of these people ever think about the other person in a romantic or sexual way? Probably pretty low if we're thinking about the human race, right? And so this kind of eliminates that.
Yeah. I mean, I think as much as we want to say we are very confident in our relationships, that's it. It's this like, can men and women be purely platonic? Like, there's that 1% that just makes it complicated. And so, yeah, like the gay factor just kind of takes that off the table. But what a shame that it's really challenging or maybe near impossible to have a very platonic relationship. Now, I've had a lot of discussions with people about this because I just find this topic really interesting. And there are some situations similar to yours, Julie, with your lunch date with a former coworker that like almost neutralize it. And I think work is one of them. Like if the relationship is based on a work relationship, does that change things? Like if if that's what the relationship is about, like when you're getting coffee, you're talking about work. Like if Tony said to me, I'd like to, grab coffee with this new friend and it's a woman and she's going to help me, pursue my something involved in my career, I think I would feel fine about that because like it's a work objective.
Totally, totally. Yeah, and I guess when I think about my male friendships, they're deep. They're not we're not just like shooting the breeze and I mean, when I say deep, it's like I don't know, that there's just a trust, like a brotherly love. Yeah. I also think that with some friendships, like you could ask yourself that question, or you could ask your partner that question, like, we do a double date? Is it exclusive? Like, is this friendship in a container that's just the two of you and him or him and her or whatnot? Or is it, I've met this new person and his partner, or her partner is so cool. Like, we should all go out and we should have like Saturday night game night. Like,
Yeah.
great,
Great
fantastic.
point. Yeah, yeah, like, if you're included in this friendship versus if you're not, it just creates this sense of secrecy, whether or not it is secret or not. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a good point. I was thinking about you and I'm like, if Tony said, "Hey, if I might grab a bite with Julie," like, I'm not worried about anything happening, but the other part of me is like, 1, I wanna be involved. Like, "Can I come too?" But also, I want to fill that need for you. Like, if you have a
Hmm.
female friendship, part of me is like an insecurity around, "Well, why do you need that? I'm here. Like, I can be your friend too." Even though I truly believe that your partner doesn't need to be everything for you. Like there is a need to go elsewhere for things. I will admit that I would feel a little bit upset about that.
So is now a good time to tell you that Tony and I are going out to dinner tonight?
Just let me know where and I'll meet you there.
Well, that was a fun game. I feel like
Oh,
we should
good.
do more of that, like Cool or Not Cool, or what? I feel like a little bit like who's that guy, John Quinones? What would you do? You know that
I don't
show?
know anyone in pop
Okay,
culture. Should I follow him
okay,
or
yeah,
something? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think our listeners will know who it is. It's a whole thing. Okay.
Yes. Also, I want to know, like, do other people, would they respond the way we responded? I really want to hear from people who are like, I have tons of a woman married to a man. I want to hear, like, do you have a ton of male friends outside of your husband? I'm also really curious about same sex couples. Like, where does gender play into that? So,
Me too.
no, I'm so curious. Bring it.
All right, that's enough from us. Get ready for our next full app where we're going to dish on making, keeping, and outgrowing friends in midlife. Also, make sure, listeners, that you're liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's really important to us. And it's The Real Midlife Confidential. And follow us on Instagram. As Jenny said, you can now find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Yay! And if you like what you're hearing, please, please, please rate and review us. We promise to keep bringing you the dirt.
Yes, but only if you're giving us 5 stars. Like, if you're not, like, don't worry about that.
Of
Right?
course. Of
That
course.
goes without saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you're a man and you wanna be friends, we're here for it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm here for it. Awesome. Well, we will see you next time for your reality check. And until then, keep your secret safe unless you're telling us.